At 1:55 p.m. inside an Oregon fulfillment center, a 46-year-old man hauling tall stacks of plastic bins collapsed on the concrete floor. As paramedics were called, the floor manager instructed the surrounding workers to turn around and keep loading trucks. A co-worker trained in CPR was turned away. For over an hour, the body lay on the floor while the conveyor belts kept spinning. Statistically, you have interacted with this exact system in the last 30 days. You ordered a product, watched a show on Prime, or visited a website hosted on their servers, likely without thinking twice about the logistics required to make it happen. Amazon is currently valued at nearly $3 trillion. Yet the sprawling retail and shipping operation that processes 4.5 million packages every single day has, for significant periods of its existence, operated at or near zero profit. Maintaining this massive logistics network allows Amazon to function as a gateway. The store creates a massive audience required for the company's two most profitable, yet mostly invisible business models. In 1994, Jeff Bezos identified books as the ideal vessel for a digital distribution network. They offered 3 million unique titles, standardized packaging, and a direct window into the identity and preferences of every purchaser. That ambition scaled into Amazon Web Services. Today, AWS operates as the backbone for 28% of the global internet. Entire corporate nervous systems, from Netflix to the CIA to a majority of the Fortune 500, run directly through Amazon server farms. This chart compares typical tech industry profitability with Amazon's cloud infrastructure. While a 10% operating margin is considered healthy for an enterprise software company, AWS operates at roughly 38%. Migrating off it is so complex that enterprises almost never leave. Then there is the $70 billion advertising business. When you search for a product on Amazon, the algorithm prioritizes the manufacturers who pay Amazon the highest fee for placement. Without paying this toll, a brand's listing is often buried on page 7. This graphic illustrates the actual unit economics for an independent business selling on the platform. After paying the mandatory referral fees, storage costs, fulfillment charges, and necessary advertising spend, Amazon extracts exactly half of every dollar the seller earns. Captive sellers and enterprise networks provide the consistent, high-margin revenue sustaining the company. The everyday shopper provides the scale, keeping partners locked in. Behind the scenes, Amazon deployed a pricing infrastructure known internally as Project Nessie. This algorithm monitored competitor prices across thousands of external websites and deliberately inflated Amazon's own prices, operating on the logic that other major retailers would automatically raise theirs to match. When competitors matched the inflated cost, Nessie locked it in. If they didn't, the algorithm quietly rolled the price back down. The Federal Trade Commission estimates this mechanism extracted over $1 billion from shoppers without ever generating a public announcement. The pursuit of efficiency extends directly to the warehouse floor. In 2019, executives publicly pledged to make Amazon the safest place to work on Earth. A subsequent 18-month federal Senate investigation analyzed 7 years of internal data to test that claim. This data visualization shows the results of that congressional inquiry.
Workers inside Amazon facilities suffer serious injuries at 2.6 times the rate of employees at comparable non-Amazon warehouses. The disparity is the result of system design. Productivity tracking software monitors employees in real time, calculating items picked per hour and timing bathroom breaks. The quota system alerts managers when an individual falls behind, pushing workers to sustain speeds their bodies cannot physically maintain. The 2-day delivery guarantee relies on an algorithmic optimization of human biology, pushing physical labor to its absolute limit, while maintaining market dominance through engineered price manipulation. This optimization strategy also drives how Amazon markets its technology. In 2016, the company rolled out Just Walk Out technology for its grocery stores. The pitch described a frictionless shopping experience powered by advanced computer vision and machine learning. The ceiling cameras and automated sensors were real, but the intelligence behind them was manual. To process the transactions, Amazon employed over 1,000 workers in India to watch video footage and physically label what customers were putting in their carts. This grid breaks down the system's actual performance metrics. The internal target called for 20 to 50 human reviews per 1,000 purchases. In reality, 700 out of every 1,000 transactions required an overseas worker to intervene and verify the data. A flagship artificial intelligence product was actually outsourced human labor, paid a fraction of U.S. wages. By 2024, the technology was quietly pulled from large-format stores, exposing the gap between the company's marketing claims and its actual technical reality. With active third-party sellers declining and internal ecosystems showing signs of structural strain, Amazon is channeling its capital into new territories. They are building the infrastructure to own the next generation of global connectivity. The initiative is called Amazon Leo. The company is deploying a constellation of low Earth orbit satellites designed to integrate directly with AWS ground stations. This creates a secure, proprietary data pathway that allows governments and defense contractors to bypass the public internet entirely. At the same time, they are acquiring primary care providers like One Medical and scaling Amazon Pharmacy. By processing prescriptions, analyzing diagnostic data, and handling medical visits through their cloud servers, they are merging commercial purchasing histories with intimate biological profiles. Rather than competing to build a single dominant generative AI, they launched AWS Bedrock. The strategy allows any enterprise teams whichever AI model wins the market, provided they pay Amazon rent to run that model through Amazon server infrastructure. These expansions are happening against a backdrop of severe legal exposure. A federal monopolization trial is scheduled for October 2026, running parallel to ongoing investigations into labor practices and data manipulation by multiple state and federal agencies. Amazon has spent 30 years making itself indistinguishable from the basic utilities of modern life. The next decade will determine what happens to the global economy when an empire built on hidden algorithms, outsourced labor, and subsidized logistics is forced to answer to the regulatory frameworks it has spent decades outrunning.